Hi guys, Christina here and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video because I'm going to be doing a review, a kind of like a first impression for the Kuretake Gansai Tambi Starry Colors water-based pigment. And this was a birthday present that I received this year, but it's a set that I've been wanting for a very long time and I'm very excited to finally have it, and I wanted to share with you my thoughts and opinions on the set. I'm gonna try it for the first time right in front of you, and I'm gonna cover a few bases with this set. I'm gonna talk about price, I'm gonna talk about packaging, and then I'm gonna do some swatches. So there will be a timestamp in the description of this video if you only want to watch the swatches part of the video. I'm gonna leave that information for you in the description in case you're not interested in the rest of the things that I want to say. But yes, let's talk about price first. So on Amazon this set retails for £12 and some change, which I think is a very good price for a palette of metallic colors that has 6 different shades. This particular palette has 6 shades of gold, so it goes from, I think they call it blue gold to white gold, and I'm gonna open the palette in just a second and show you. With the price out of the way, let's talk about the packaging. The set comes in a glossy cardboard box, and then when you open that, the palette itself is made from the same glossy cardboard, and you have a little sheet of paper that tells you all the colors, the name of the colors that you have in the palette, and the number of the color in case you run out of one and you need to buy a replacement. They do sell individual pans of paint that you can put in this palette. So that's really nice. And another thing that I really enjoy is that they have the names of the colors and the numbers of the colors in this part of the palette as well. And also, if you just give me a second, if you take the pan of paint, you have the number of the color on the back, and then you have it at the bottom of the box as well. One thing that I want to mention about the packaging, well actually two things, but the first one is the cardboard material that they used for constructing the palette. It doesn't personally bother me, but I can see how it might annoy some people that it is cardboard, because cardboard's not particularly water resistant. But since this is gloss, I think that unless you're very careless when you're using this palette, you should be okay, and a little bit of water won't damage it. I don't know how it's going to hold up over time, but again, I think I prefer to pay just for the pigment, not so much for the packaging, so that's not something that bothers me. And another thing that I want to mention about the packaging is that, again, some people might be annoyed by it, so I want to point it out. It doesn't bother me at all, but it's extremely easy to take the paint out of the palette with no effort whatsoever. And that's great if you're deliberately trying to take the paint out of the palette, but I feel like if you push this palette a bit too hard, or if you drop it 100%, you're going to lose the colors. Like, they're gonna fall out of the palette, no question about it. So if you want to make it more permanent, you can always add tape or glue to the back of the paint pans. I personally really enjoy the fact that it's so easy to remove them, because I'm planning on eventually getting the bigger set of regular watercolors by the same brand, and the pans seem to be the exact same size as the pans in this palette. So when I'm traveling and when I'm visiting my parents, I will be able to swap the metallic colors that come in this palette with the regular colors that I use from the other one, and I'll be able to travel with a really compact, lightweight palette. So to me, it's perfect. I have no complaints there. So now let's move into actually testing the colors. I pre-cut some papers that I cut them basically to a size that would be able to fit in the cardboard box, because I would like to keep these swatches and use them as reference for the future. but I'm gonna test the paint on a regular hot press watercolor paper. I'm gonna test them on some black and on some craft cardstock. Okay guys, so these are our three swatches. I left them to dry for a bit, and this is just kind of like one layer of paint. I'm gonna try and see how buildable they are, and I'm gonna add more layers on top of this. But I must say, I wasn't majorly impressed with the performance on the white paper. And I thought I'm not really gonna enjoy them that much because you'll probably need a lot of layers to create a more opaque effect. But I must say, by the time I was working on the black paper, the pigment has been soaking in water for a bit longer, and it worked fantastic on the black. I am actually very impressed. Obviously it has to do with the contrast with the paper as well, but I really liked it. And also I was very impressed with the way that they performed on the craft paper. And now I'm gonna see how a second layer of color is going to act, and I'm going to show you close-ups of the swatches again. Okay, so here are all the swatches after the second layer of paint. Once again, my least favorite out of the three is the way that they perform on the normal white watercolor paper. They are very beautiful, absolutely, don't get me wrong, and it's something that I'm going to use a lot. They're just like, you know, once you see how it performs on black and on the craft paper cardstock, you know, you're a bit underwhelmed by this. One other thing that I want to test is how they mix with other colors, because while I was working on the swatches I was thinking how beautiful some of these colors might look as just a bit of shimmer added to skin tones that I use. So I'm going to try that next on the white paper. Of course, I won't be able to do it on the other colors. Okay guys, so I had to change my filming angle for this one just so I can be able to show you what I've discovered. These are all the swatches that I did, and this first one is with just using a little bit of paint and just the water with the shimmer from what I used to clean my brushes. So I'm gonna come close, and I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but there is just the slightest shimmer there, which I was not able to see while the paint was wet, but now that the paint's completely dry, you can definitely see it. Then this is the second swatch that I did, and for this one I mixed directly a little bit of paint with a little bit of the yellow gold, and this is the end result. It's really subtle shimmer again, but really pretty in real life. This I did just for the camera. I used a lot more of the yellow gold, and I just wanted to add more than what I would normally do, just so you would 100% be able to see what I'm talking about, because I'm not sure how well my camera is gonna pick up the rest of the swatches. And then this is another swatch that I did using just the shimmer water, but this time I use a bit more of this reddish pinkish paint. I forgot the exact name of the color, from the palette, and you can definitely see it a bit better here than in my first attempt, but definitely you can mix these paints with other like regular colors and you can give them subtle or more intense gold shimmer. So overall guys, I must say that I'm very happy and very grateful that I received this set. I really like it, and it's something that I would recommend if I know that someone's looking for something that can give them a bit of shimmer in their artwork. I especially love the way the colors show up on darker paper. I love the way they look on the black and on the craft cardstock, and they are definitely easier and faster to work with on these surfaces than my gold Winsor & Newton ink is. This is just 2 layers, and usually to achieve a similar effect with the ink I need to do at least 3, sometimes 4 layers, so this will be definitely a time saver and it's less wasteful. And on the white, at first I was not too sure how much I liked it and how impressed I was with it, but I must say that when I think about it, I've seen other people use different palettes and different brands, and from certain angles, depending on how the light hits the paper, um, the their results are very similar. So it's kind of difficult with a product like this to achieve an incredibly smooth and even look. Um, and I understand that, so I'm really happy with what they look like on all the papers that I tested them on. And I really enjoy the fact that you can mix them with other colors and create cool effects, and I love the fact that just by using the water for cleaning my brushes, I managed to add a little bit of shimmer in a really subtle way to different colors, regular colors of paint. So I'm very happy with them. You've seen the swatches for yourself, so you can make up your own mind if you like them or you're not, or if you're impressed or not. But I'm personally very happy with them. Let me know what kind of similar products you're using, if you have anything similar, and how you're liking it and how you think it compares to this palette. But I'm personally very excited to start using this in my artwork. Like this video if you find it helpful, guys, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.